2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. In this game, we'll see Toronto against Detroit. Well, it was Detroit winning their last game against the Cavaliers. A win tonight would bring them to 3-0 on the young season. What a start that would be for them. They've looked awfully good in those first two wins. And tonight, we'll see Andre Drummond, one of the more voracious rebounders in league history. But Shaq, where does he stand as a franchise-level player?
Well, he affects winning, but he can hurt the floor spacing, Kenny.
Well, if this was in the 90s, his offense, he could become a franchise player. But the way the game is played now, it's not. But he has a consistent motor, and he is a beast.
You know who else is a beast?
Who's that?
Kevin Harlan, standing by courtside.
We are live from the Motor City. Welcome to Detroit and an Eastern. And let's go straight over to...
Well, guys, DeMar DeRozan grew up in California, and he idolized Kobe Bryant. Well, DeRozan says, Kobe was my favorite player. I watched everything he did, practiced almost all his moves, and DeRozan has become a multiple-time All-Star. Kevin?
Well, DA, you can see that influence. Great stuff. Thanks for the report. We are seeing some guys who were role players last year, Doris, now stepping up in their games individually and becoming more prominent.
Well, I think that has to do with two things. First, the off-season work you put in. It's really advanced. This is 2K Sports, broadcasting from the Motor City as the Pistons take it to the hardwood. And with tip-off,
Well, guys,
DA, you can see that influence. Great stuff. Thanks for the report. Doors when the light finally goes on for a young guy. So fun to watch. Younger players who've got all the talent and all the world right in front of them, but yet haven't put it all together just quite yet.
It's amazing to me how quickly we can give up on a young guy who maybe doesn't find success right out of the gate. But the reality is you have to remember, player development is the lifeblood of this league, maybe now more than ever with the current state of the salary cap. So a little patience as a fan base goes a long, long way.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So for Toronto right now, they've got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, DeRozan out there with Robert Covington. Then there's Tristan Thompson, and it's Skinny in a point guard. Here's Fox. Against Cleveland, he was really on his game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Drummond, and he makes good on the layup.
And not afraid to say it. If Drummond isn't the best rebounder in the NBA, he's got to be in the top 3. That goes for both ends of the floor. Just no way to hold him in check on the board.
Here's Skinny. It's Drummond with the rebound.
Yeah, and even with his range, that one might be asking a little too much.
Yeah, that zip code might extend beyond his range. My goodness, let's take a better shot next time.
And Nance kicks to Hart. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Caldwell-Pope. Here's Skinny. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. He hits both from the stripe.
I tell you, as good as he is at the line, it allows him to invite contact when he's down low.
Fox against Covington. And here is Fox. To the paint, here's Nance. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Nance has got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, Larry Nance, because of the athleticism and the burst off his feet, is incredible on the interior.
Oh,
Skinny.
You got to be kidding.
Oh, here he comes, and there he goes.
Oh, look at him punish that rim. And that was an Unleash Chaos replay, courtesy of Under Armour, wreaking havoc at the rim. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And Nance kicks to Hart. Knocked away. Fox passes to McDonald. On the clock. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Fox. Now we have a chance to pay homage to the Eastern Conference Player of the Week, Skinny.
He's really been on his A game lately. You know, the way their offense is set up, it really relies on his ability. He sets the tone each time down the floor, and he's been a lot of fun to watch.
That misses, had a chance to tie it there.
Boy, that's exactly how you have to play defense when he's driving the lane. You cannot give him any space.
Covington against Fox. Out to the right wing. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Goes up to the stripe. And it's Toronto with the rebound. And this is their first time matched up with the Pistons this year.
And as you would expect, they came out on top in last season's series against this club, but no reason to expect anything different this time around.
You take nothing for granted. These teams are very familiar with one another, and we expect a close contest.
Pass to Hart. Now Fox. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Nance. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
You know, even though Larry Nance doesn't handle it on every possession, you can expect him to be a factor on the defensive end and on the glass.
He hits the second from the line. The Raptors have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Here's Skinny to the inside. Here's Thompson. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Yeah, Thompson just so focused. Even with the defense in his face, he still has the poise to be able to knock down shots.
Down low, here's Nance. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got 3 assists tonight.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater. De'Aaron Fox, another hyper-athletic point guard out of Kentucky. Great size at 6'4". He can impact the game at both ends.
Back to Caldwell Pope, knocked away. Hart the pass to McDonald, over to the left wing. Fox with it. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Passes it to Hart. Shot clock at 6. From deep. You can't get that one. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. And De'Aaron Fox made his mark at Kentucky with his terrific on-ball defense. He puts a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah, I mean, he picks up 94 feet, and that's really how you set the bar for your team, with how hard you compete at the defensive end.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
And here's the stat sheet on DeMar DeRozan. He had a strong showing last season. 17th in field goal percentage and amongst the league's top-tier scorers, top 20 in points per game.
And a guy who rarely takes a bad shot. I love the way he plays, completely unselfish with the basketball. I think he'd rather pass it off than take a bad shot.
Larry Nance, unafraid of a level of physicality. You love the confidence this guy is playing with.
Now here's Caldwell Pope. Tight defense on him. And it's blocked. Now here's Fox. The pass to Hart. Back to Fox. And there's another one for the Pistons.
And Fox starting to show you his abilities inside. It has quick instincts, which I think helps him when he's down low.
It's good from long range.
Well, you've got to look at this guy's shooting as one of the main reasons they've been able to build this lead.
He kicks to Nance. Pass to Hart. Drummond in the post. Working on Thompson. Drummond passes to Fox. Pulls from the top of the key. Here's Drummond. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Drummond's got 6 points.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Skinny the pass to DeRozan. Here is Skinny, the 3. Outside DeRozan. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one on Nance. Commissioner Adam Silver recently said. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Took him no time at all on that one. And that's 15 points for Skinny.
And they're hitting the long-range shots that they were missing in the first quarter, but still have ground to make up.
Setting the floor for the Raptors. We've got Robert Covington. Adams is out there with Thompson. Then it's DeRozan, and it's Skinny in at the point.
And I really love Fox's game. He's got a ton of room to grow, but boy, does he play with intensity.
Toronto trails by 3. Here is Skinny. He had a career game last time out. Bucket after bucket. Rebound by the Pistons. Drummond's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. They get a hand on it. Skinny the pass to Adams. Here's Hart. Adams defending. Out to the right wing. Covington against Fox. Pass to Hart. 5 to shoot. Launches it. And it's rebounded by Covington.
Well, that's the shot they want. He always has the green light when he's that open. Boy, one miss is going to change that.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Here's Hart. Adams defending. Pistons passing it around. Back to Drummond. Kicks it to Fox. Passes to Nance. Rebound by the Raptors.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Here is Skinny, guarded by Fox. The shot by Thompson, no good.
Yeah, that's just a missed opportunity. Something there just a little off.
Yeah, simply a little bit.
Jermaine McDonald.
These alley-oops perfectly.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
Here's Skinny, out to DeRozan. Lots of room. And he gets the bucket. DeRozan's got the game tied up here for Toronto.
Boy, firing the jumper as soon as he receives the pass, DeRozan doesn't give the defender any time to react.
That shot misses. For Detroit, they've gone just 2 of 8 shooting here in the second quarter. Nance outside. There's the pass to Drummond. And the foul on Skinny. That'll be his second foul of the game. Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for Toronto. Now a timeout called by Detroit. Coming into this, having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
And when you shoot a high percentage from distance, that gives you momentum and really keeps the opponent on the ropes.
The other thing it does, Greg, it opens up the floor, right? The other team had zero answer for their outside shooting in that one.
To the middle, here's Nance, and the jam by Larry Nance.
What I love about Larry Nance Jr. is he doesn't need the ball to be effective, but when he does get the ball, he shoots with high percentage.
Lobbed up there for Thompson, and stolen by Drummond. Here's Hart. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. Nance outside. McDonald passes to Fox. Inside. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Pass to DeRozan. Caldwell Pope right side. Covington trying to break free. That's good from Caldwell Pope on the assist from DeRozan.
Boy, what a thing of beauty by DeMar DeRozan. His eyes are up. He locates his teammate. Just so pretty, Kevin.
Drummond dishes to Fox. He kicks it to Drummond. Over to the wing. Poked away. Now the Raptors moving it up.
And the defense to start that play was terrific. I love the fact that they attacked early in the shot clock.
Detroit's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Fox passes to McDonald. And here's Nance. All by himself. On up the court.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
So it's the Pistons now. 4-point game. Pass to Drummond. There's the feed to Nance. It's not going to go for him.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they've played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Last break. Here come the Raptors. Covington wide open. He fires. And another basket for Toronto.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Pistons trail by 8. Here's Hart. 14 points from him the last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. And here again, the Raptors in transition. Up the court they go. Here is Skinny, guarded by Fox. Out to DeRozan, fires the three. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's McDonald. Good.
Jermaine McDonald.
This has got 5 assists in the game.
Yeah, instinctively, too. Fox there looking to be a ball mover, a facilitator. And that's one reason why his team is playing well.
And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And the Raptors with the ball. Raptors leading by 6. Here is Skinny. 18 points for him. To the middle. Out to DeRozan. Launches it. That's basket number 2 with his 3rd shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
And the Pistons with possession here. Passes it to Nance. And denied. He sends it right off the glass.
Yeah, tough for them to bounce back when he's shooting like this. He's been off all period.
Oh, look out, and then you throw up stuff like that. Wow. And you go, oh my, how does it even go in? He pulls a Houdini.
Oh, my goodness.
This guy's impossible.
Fox passes to McDonald, and he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
And Caldwell Pope, the Georgia product, when he's on the floor, it's for his defense. Can give you a handful of points, but what he takes away with defense is far more significant. One of the better perimeter defenders since entering the league.
The Pistons making a change here. Bledsoe's checked in. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line. And so it's Toronto. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter.
Thanks, Kevin. Joined here with Quinn Snyder. Coach, your team has faced a lot of firepower from outside.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the 3rd quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports, the halftime show. For the Raptors, Shaq, let's get your insight on the visiting team.
The speed they're playing with has been fantastic. They're pushing the ball in transition and catching the defense. That's snapping, Ernie. Anyway, a huge chunk of their offense has come on the break. They've got a nice lead, but they shouldn't slow anything down. I say keep doing what you do.
Kenny, what'd you think about Detroit?
Their lack of execution surprised me. You know, they had a lot of turnovers off sloppy ball handling, which goes back to the fundamentals. And I know we say it all the time, just make the simple play. And this is why. Without giving away possessions, they'd be a lot closer in this game.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Welcome back, everyone. The lights of Motown reflecting brightly off the Detroit River. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Skinny having a dominant impact in this game.
And how disruptive was he in that first half? I mean, creating havoc, causing turnovers, and really energizing his team.
Well, didn't you get the sense, Greg, that this entire team fed off his energy? His remarkable effort on the defensive end really triggered this group.
Hart is out there with De'Aaron Fox. Then there's Andre Drummond. Then there's Larry Nance. And it's McDonald in at the 3 spot. That's the group for Detroit right now. Hart kicks to Fox. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Drummond in the the post. He's covered by Thompson. That cuts the lead to single digits. Drummond's got the first bucket of the third here for Detroit. Here is Skinny, guarded by Fox. DeRozan passes to Skinny. Back to DeRozan. 5 on the clock. Nance with the rebound. Nance has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And the pass to McDonald. Down low. It's tipped. That one's good, and the Raptor lead is cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Andre Drummond.
He doesn't do some of the damage that other big men do on the perimeter, but inside, Drummond's got just as much game as anybody.
Here is Skinny, guarded by Fox. The wide open look here for DeRozan. Cans the shot with nobody near him. DeRozan's got his 3rd basket of the night. The Pistons shooting 51% from the field. They'll take that. Hart the pass to McDonald. He feeds it to Nance. And Nance slams it in.
Oh, I dunk you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points. Here's Skinny. Oh, and
Skinny.
That one, no question, powered it down.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Not only can he make plays for others, he can take it upon himself to finish.
Here's Fox. Again, the Pistons score.
Great play calling, great execution, leads to 4 for 4 to start this half.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. So I'm sure you look at these players, evaluate who could make a possible head coach out of the group I'm watching right now. And I'm sure there are a couple players that come to mind for you.
Well, I think when you just talk basketball intellect, one of the first guys that comes to mind is Rajon Rondo. I mean, his insatiable appetite to watch film, to have complete understanding not only of the sets of his own team, but Rajon Rondo, when he's on the defensive end of the floor, as soon as a play is called, he will repeat it and basically tell the teammates, hey, look for this action here. So Rajon Rondo comes to mind. Someone like Andre Iguodala, who also is someone Steve Kerr has referred to as maybe the smartest player he's ever been around. Now, so much more to coaching than just basketball intellect. You've got to be willing to deal with the egos and things, and do these players want to do that? Who knows?
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Detroit Pistons. On Thursday, they'll be facing Kawhi Leonard and the Indiana Pacers. And then on Saturday, they'll host the Brooklyn Nets.
And for that matchup with the 76ers, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
Fox kicks to Nance. Here is Skinny. 24 points for him. And he gets the bucket. Thompson's got his 2nd bucket tonight.
Boy, that's a nice little flash there from Thompson after the pick and roll to get into space where he can finish.
Here's Fox. Drummond passes to Hart. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson. First free throw is good. And Toronto making a change here. Adams checked in, and he makes both free throws.
Yeah, I don't know if any big man has the combination of strength, speed, and hops that Drummond has, not to mention his length, an unreal physical specimen.
And the Raptors call time here. Here is the 2K leaderboard with the list of last season's top three-point shooters. Take a look at Skinny. He's absolutely deadly from outside.
And getting that spot at the top of the list was such a huge accomplishment. What a year it was for him from behind the arc.
Outside DeRozan. Off target with his 3.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
McDonald passes to Fox. That one's good, and the Raptor lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from McDonald.
And what a great start to the second half. They've hit everything they've looked at thus far.
Thompson outside for three. Tries to save it and out of bounds. The Pistons will take it.
All right, a chance to look at some stats for Skinny. Coming off a terrific season. First in scoring, first in steals, and he had the #1 field goal percentage in our league. A fearsome finisher, punishing defenders on the inside.
And his unmatchable instincts for scoring the basketball. That's what made him #1 last year. You can't stop him, and you can't even really contain him. And Toronto making a change here. Alexander's checked in. Clock at 6. Back to Hart. This one for three. Toronto grabs the miss. Thompson's got 4 rebounds in this game. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
Yeah, Thompson, a very good passer for a player in his position. Knows where everyone is heading.
The Pistons making a change here. Holiday's checked in. Kicks it to Drummond. Nice ball movement by Detroit. And Holiday has it in the corner. He swipes the ball away again.
And you got to be careful around him.
You know, Greg, he's been coming up with some incredible steals so far. Here is Skinny. 27 points for him. Pass to Alexander. Down to 5 on the shot clock. DeRozan. Here is Skinny, guarded by Holiday. Bucket is good.
Skinny.
Skinny's got 8 points here in this quarter. Pistons trail by 9. And Holiday kicks to Nance. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That's his first foul. Detroit making a switch here. Reds checked in. Now a timeout called by Detroit. It's been quite a game for Skinny.
Well, I think this is a necessary timeout so they can figure out a way to limit the impact this guy's having from three-point range. They've got to dedicate more resources to their perimeter D.
And Detroit has possession. The drive by Nance from 12 feet out. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Skinny's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's the 3. Hits the three-point bomb. Skinny's got 32 points in the game.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Raptors leading by 12. Pass to Alexander. Knocked loose. Here is Skinny, covered by Nance. 4 on the shot clock. There's the lob to Adams, and that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. And a chance to now check out the scoring distribution between the front court and the back court players tonight for the Raptors.
And their guards have been the difference makers. This lead wouldn't be nearly as big as it is if it wasn't for that backcourt. Those guys have been running wild.
Here's Nance. Drills the baseline jumper. Nance has got 4 this quarter.
Boy, Larry Nance hitting the mid-range jumper. My goodness, this young forward has done about everything they've asked him to do.
Skinny the pass to Thompson. Back to DeRozan. That's good from 17 feet away. DeRozan's got 11.
An open jump shot there, and their D not putting up any resistance today.
Pistons trail by 12.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Skinny.
Skinny.
You can outscore your opponent in transition. That's always going to work to your advantage.
Well, typically speaking, transition points are high percentage looks. Get out and go. That's their philosophy.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. The Pistons have gone 7 of 10 on their field goal attempts here in the third. Red kicks to Hart. Drummond working against Thompson. And that one's good. Drummond, he's got 14.
What a fantastic game he's had on the offensive end. If only his teammates could keep up.
Here is Skinny, guarded by Holiday. To the inside, and Thompson throws it down.
You can see how long Thompson's arms are when he goes up to finish that alley-oop.
And so Holiday will bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. They trail by 14. Greg, what are some of the positives that Tristan Thompson's play brings to the team?
Still a very efficient scorer on the shots that he does take. And he lives mostly inside the paint. And still a strong offensive rebounder. But his days of being a threat on the offensive end as the game has evolved seems to kind of gone away.
So
mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
the free throw off from Fox. And it's the Raptors' ball. They're on a 14-6 run. So the Raptors 5 right now. Thompson is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's DeRozan. And there's Skinny. And it's Cummings in at the shooting guard position. And here are the Raptors now. They lead by 11. Lobbed up there for Thompson. Outside for Caldwell Pope. That three off the mark.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Here's Hart. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. Covington against Fox. Shot clock at 6. Here's Drummond. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
And Fox is a solid passer. Knows how to get the ball to his guys when they're ready to let it go.
Yep, it counts. Fox has got 9 points now in just the second half.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Here is Skinny, guarded by Fox. Caldwell Pope left side. And he's good on the three ball. And the Raptors lead by 10.
Another triple, and that's been the story of this second half.
Boy, they have consistently been draining shots from deep, and that can take the heart out of an opponent. I'll tell you, it'd be a big help if he could snap out of this cold streak. His shooting has been hurting them.
Got that bucket in no time at all. 37 points for Skinny.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Well, there's no doubt this guy's on a hot streak right now. That's why he keeps getting the ball in this one. They're like, hey, we're going to feed the hot hand.
From deep three-point range, Detroit with the rebound.
That was what we call a brain fart. Not sure what was on his mind with that one.
That's inexcusable. That kind of shot selection isn't doing anybody any good.
From deep, from beyond the arc, and then some. Skinny's got 40 points.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And Toronto called for the foul. Free throw good, Drummond.
And after attempting no free throws in the first half, now he's putting the defense back on its heels.
Here is Skinny. And stolen by Drummond. Hart, the pass to Nance. Makes it off the glass.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Raptors leading by 13. Here is Skinny. Out to DeRozan. Out left to the wing. Just 5 to shoot. The Raptors need to get a shot off. From past the arc. That shot misses. The Pistons go the other way with it.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Nance, and it's blocked. Caldwell Pope left side. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Yeah, liking the vision there from Caldwell Pope, looking to get his guys going when they're open.
Nance outside. Kicks it to Fox. To the inside. Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
You could see Drummond's eyes light up once he knew that finish was coming. He didn't waste the chance. Boy, did he get his money's worth on that one.
Skinny the pass to Thompson. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Nance finds Drummond, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Nance. Here's a look at what's coming up for Toronto. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the Milwaukee Bucks. And then on Saturday, they'll be playing against Blake Griffin and the Charlotte Hornets.
And for their matchup with the Celtics, I think this squad has the confidence that they can play to their strengths against them. And even though they're going after the #1 team right now in our league, they feel they can get the W.
Here's Skinny, and he hammers that one down right in the face of De'Aaron Fox.
Oh, he's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Another steal. Skinny the pass to Covington. Nance with some nice D.
Well, in the rebounding game at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him.
Lets the three fly. Cans it from downtown. Skinny's got 47 points.
And how about the consistency from range tonight? Really impressive.
Well, it is all about the three ball nowadays in the NBA. And when he's hitting from there, it's going to make things very tough on the defense.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
The shot's good from Nance.
That's a nice little outside in play right there. Good feed into the post and a solid finish.
To the middle, here's Thompson, and it's Thompson with the jam.
Well, Thompson's athleticism allows him to finish with power.
And the Pistons with possession here. Fox kicks to Nance. Feeds to Drummond. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Well, the league is always looking for ways to adjust the rules, make them better. There's a committee that studies this every single year. And, you know, with that in mind, Doris, any rules you think they should alter or tweak?
Yeah, there's absolutely one, Kevin. And I think this goes to the point where perhaps we can have some more uniformity in the FIBA-ruled games that are played and the NBA. And there's one thing that's occurred in international play where players are becoming more athletic, and the opportunity for electric stuff to happen in transition is critical. To me, we have got to stop the intentional fouls, which are prohibiting fast breaks and all the potential for the explosive, exciting athleticism to be on display. So that, to me, is something we've got to address.
I'm with you. Here's Skinny, the pass to Caldwell Pope. Fox with the steal. And here we go, the Pistons fast break. Covington inside the line. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got his 16th rebound on the night.
He's trying to make something happen, but obviously been a tough quarter.
That one drops for him.
That's an example of great communication. He knows the spot to get to, and the pass is waiting for him.
Here is Skinny. To the inside, Covington. Rebound by the Pistons. Here's Hart to the paint. Passes it to Nance. Puts it up from 15. Got a hand on it. Now the pass to Covington. Pulls up on the elbow. Andre Drummond grabs the miss.
Maybe not that time, but he'll hit more than his share if he's left open.
And the jam by Larry Nance.
Well, Larry Nance taking his time in the spotlight, a featured role for a guy who's really starting to improve.
Here is Skinny. Caldwell Pope outside. It's tipped. The wide open look here for Fox. Fox one in from the wing.
And looking a lot better now, but still a long way to go to get back into this one.
Yeah, but this run started with tighter execution at both ends, and that'll need to be maintained for them to have a chance to take the lead.
Skinny the pass to DeRozan. Here is Skinny. And Toronto turns it over again.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Now the Pistons with it. Stringing it together. They've got an 11-2 run going. Here's Drummond. Good. He's now got 10 of 10 from the field.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this.
Lobbed up there for Thompson. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you'd get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. And the man slams it in.
So explosive, so creative in the air. Nicely done, Larry Nance Jr.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Raptors.
The one area that stands out that we've seen tonight from them, their aggressiveness in getting steals, something I know that you really value yourself.
I think it sparked their offense. It deflates the opposition. And when you have the type of effort we saw tonight, it's pretty hard to overcome that defensive pressure down the stretch.
And every win important. And this one will go down as win number 3.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Skinny.
Boy, I have loved this guy's energy all night. There was never a point in which he let up. The triple-double evidence of the kind of effort and skill he has.
26 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Toronto working the ball around now. Back to DeRozan. Three-pointer. They grabbed their own miss.
And all the energy has been sucked out of this arena. This is not what the fans came to see.
Well, they took the crowd completely out of this game, and when you get a lead like that, it's sort of deflating for the home crowd. What a solid victory on the road.
And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very... Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. So long, everyone.